How's it going, everybody? Briefing noob here. Well overdue update on the BOYU TL550. This is going to be my December 2022 update. I've recently gotten back from Europe and have only recently gotten my tank back from a friend who'd been looking after it for me. So a lot of you guys are going to see some noticeable growth in this in comparison to the last video. And I thought the best way to break down this video and go about explaining this video would just to have a quick rundown of what's running the tank, and then an overview of the coral and fish growth. So quick little overview. We've got the Z-Light 8300. It's really proving to be quite a strong light. I mean, the coral growth that you're going to see now is it's evidence of the fact. I'm still running with a Bubble Magnus QQ2 internal protein skimmer. This dude's also been absolutely incredible. I've just cleaned out the cup, the Skimmate cup at the moment, but it was a bit ridiculous how much came out of there. And the thickness of the skim that's being pulled out, it's unreal. Clowns are coming up because I think they're going to get some food. After that, I have got a 3-point auto top-up unit with the auto top-up the input valve over here for water. So at the bottom of this, I've got a sensor followed by a overflow, which is electrical, and an optical sensor. On this side over here, which is my really like emergency overflow, is if it comes all the way up, you can hear it over there. It's sound operated, and it also cuts off the pump in case of an overflow. The upgraded return return pump in here. Before it was a 300 litre per hour, which was only about a ×2 turnover of the 150 litre volume of this tank. Wasn't enough for my satisfaction. I've upgraded it now to a 500 litre. It's not at the highest setting, but one below. So I'm reckoning probably about 400 to 450 litre per hour turnover, which is in that golden ratio of a 4 turnover per hour. 4 times turnover per hour is the total system volume. If you come over here to my absolute mess of cords, I've also installed a Sobo battery backup bubble maker because I'm in South Africa, and unfortunately load shedding and power cuts are quite a regular thing, and that just attaches to an airline tube that comes in here to an air stone. I've also got a secondary air stone that's sitting in the back over there, and that's just to regulate and have oxygen turnover whenever the power is cutting out. I don't run a lid on this tank. I have got 3 RASes in here and I'm not running a lid, and I'll tell you the reason for that is as soon as the lid came off, the coral growth went up tenfold. And I think my reasoning for that is that the glass lid that I had on here to help with a bit of evaporation was actually blocking out some of the power available from the light. Right, so coming in, fish. So I've got my 2 clownfish that have been with me from day one in the very first tank. They've both grown a huge amount. This Darwin's clownfish over here, Nixon, as I like to call her, has probably doubled or tripled in size since I've gotten the tank back. I was away for 8 months, so a period of time like that is going to definitely show some major changes. I've got my canary wrasse or banana wrasse over there, also doubled, tripled in size. The leopard wrasse, just to go off subject for a little bit, I've been under the impression that it's called an ornate leopard wrasse, and I do not think that is the case. However, she is gorgeous, and she has increased in size, and her colors have developed a lot more, but she hasn't exploded in growth like a lot of the other fish. My newest addition is just this cleaner wrasse over here, not for any particular reason other than I unfortunately had to let go of my juvenile mimic tang. He was just too big for the tank. I felt cruel when I first got him. He was probably about 5-6 centimeters in length, which was okay, but he exploded in growth over that 8-month period. He was sitting at almost 12 to 13 centimeters, and it was just wrong to have a tang of that size in a tank this size. So yeah, I had to let go of him. We've then got the little bicolor blenny sitting in the rockwork over there, little character popping his head out. He's still doing super well. I have got a new addition, which is this juvenile male mandarin dragonet. He is accepting frozen mysis and prepared foods, so the pod population in this tank should be fine. I've also got a fire goby, a red fire goby, who's hiding somewhere in the rockscape. I'm not exactly sure. Right, now onto the corals. Raunchy red mushrooms over there. When I left, I had 1. I've now got, to my count, 8. The blue mushroom hasn't done as well. I've had one when I left, it's only 2, but the size of the 2 polyps is substantially bigger. I've got my Yuma over here, and just down, if the clown could get out the way, you can see lots of little baby Yumas popping up. I've got my bounce mushroom, which isn't looking too bounced at the moment, and there's a bunch of those all over the tank. This toxic green, really big guy over it at the back there, all throughout this rockscape. My Micromucilauroensis, my acan, it started off with 4 heads. If you look back in further videos, you'll be able to see that. It is now 10. Toadstool leather, when I started off with it, it was probably about the size of a 5 rand coin. That's now substantially bigger. And my Kenya tree, which, if you're looking over here, has become an absolute beast and pretty much takes over that entire section of the tank, doing really, really well. These green zoanthids, sorry for the contrast right now, you can't really see it due to the lighting, but these green zoanthids, I would say that I started off with about, I don't want to overestimate here, probably about 10 to 20 polyps, and I've now got well in the 100 range.